Hi, I'm Megan. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have a confession to make. I bought a lot of fabric in February. Before Christmas, I decided that maybe I had more than enough fabric and I should probably take like a bit of a break from spending money on fabric and patterns, and I decided I would have a bit of a fabric buying ban. I broke that ban. I made it exactly 1 month. Like I think February 2nd, I was putting some stuff in a cart and I hit checkout. And maybe it wasn't super realistic to decide I was going to not buy any fabric or new patterns from January until April. I picked April because my birthday's in April and that seemed sort of like a reasonable marker, but like, let's be honest, 2021 is no easier than 2020 was, and the end of January is typically like quite a challenging time for me. And my mama taught me to deal with stress by treating myself to something nice, which is not always the most healthy way of dealing with it, but also there are worse vices out there than beautiful fabric that supports a hobby I love. So anyway, if you're interested in seeing more of what I bought, stay tuned. So I made 3 purchases from 3 different fabric retailers in the month of February. So far, it's only the 25th as I'm filming this, and while I don't have any more plans to spend any money for the next little while, anything can happen. This is the fabric that I bought from L'Oiseau, which is a Calgary-based online fabric store. When we're not in lockdown, I actually can go into the store and shop, and it happens to be like on the same block as my husband's office, which is awesome. So it's convenient, but they carry gorgeous knit fabrics. So I bought these. I decided were essential when I broke my fabric ban. I bought some ribbing that I use for cuffs and neckbands, particularly for kids' clothes, less for me. So I bought charcoal gray, I bought light gray because gray goes with everything. While I had the website open, my daughter came into the room and she asked me what I was doing, and I fussed up that I was buying fabric, and she said, "I like that one, would you make me a hoodie?" And who can say no? So she picked out this sort of graffiti print. It's French terry, so it's really cute, and I have some plans for that, and hopefully I get around to it before she grows out of wanting a mom-made graffiti print hoodie. This is the fabric that I had my eye on. This is one of my favorite colors. I think that my last 2 videos have featured garments made in this shade. I should probably find something else, another color to wear before I get sick of it. But like, I love this sort of dusty mauvey color. I think it's super flattering on me, and it goes like well for all 4 seasons. So anyway, this is cable knit Jacquard fabric. It's nice and stretchy. It's a beautiful sweater knit. I'd had my eye on it for months. It came back in stock. I leapt on it. Like honestly, I checked the website every single day to see whether they had stocked it yet. And when it did, like I would not even minutes, and it was in my cart and on my way to my house. And now I'm too scared to use it. So I was gonna make another Terra tunic, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. I think probably like a long line sweatshirt, maybe with a slit on the side. I've also made the Neilsen Jarrah twice and quite enjoyed that sweatshirt, so it might turn into that, but I think it's really pretty, and I have 2 meters of it, so I could probably even get like a tunic out of it, or this and then contrast trim for another sweatshirt, so I think that's great. The second online fabric retailer that I shopped from in the month of February is another Alberta-based company, and one that was new to me. They're called Dandelion Fabrics, and they're in northern Alberta. And I was looking for some printed Liverpool or crepe stretch knit fabric for a project I have in mind for this summer. And their website came up and I was like, oh, these are gorgeous. And then the next day, they posted on Facebook that they were having a sale, and all of that fabric was marked down, so I couldn't resist. So I picked some stuff up, and then the next day they posted even more sales, like deeper discounts, and so I added some more stuff to my order and they shipped it out. Super happy with all the fabrics I got from Dandelion Fabrics. They are really nice, and they had a lot of ITY and DTY, which I haven't seen a lot locally. Those are kind of a dressier knit fabric, like a polyester that has a nicer finish on it, less of a t-shirt, more of like the type of slinky dress you'd find in a retailer store, like in Canada, we have like Ricky's or Clio or Reitman's, that type of fabric. But anyway, so I'll show you what I bought. So, another familiar shade, like I said, maybe I have enough of this one in my wardrobe. But this is a sweater knit in a shade called Old Pink, and I think it's really pretty. Have a wrap front or wrap back sweater in mind for this one that I think will be great transition piece for the spring. I bought this stripy, and it's a little bit wrinkly because I just took it out of the dryer, but this stripy rayon spandex is going to make a great t-shirt and maybe some tank tops. We'll see how much I can get out of it for the summertime. Love the colors. Again, these are totally colors I wear a lot of, so pretty happy with this. I think I'd seen this fabric on a different company's website last year, really liked it, but wasn't keen to pay the import fees on it. So I was super excited when I saw it on the Dandelion website. I did buy some of that ITY that I mentioned. This is in a Paisley print, and I have a project in mind for this. Quite often I'll buy fabric with a project in mind. It will age in my stash on the shelf and then become something completely different. But I want to make a pair of wide leg palazzo pants out of this, and I have a pattern picked out and printed. So hopefully I will get around to that in the next couple months. I think it's too cold right now still here in Calgary to wear knit palazzo pants outside anyway, like they're too flowy. But I can't wait for the summertime. I think it's gonna look so cute. This is a Liverpool, which has a nice texture. This has a really nice drape. It's more stable. It's pretty thin. It's white on the back, so if you stretch it too much, the white shows through. So I don't think I would make leggings or something super close fitting out of this, but it would make a great metro blazer actually, if you're up for the challenge of matching plaids. I don't know why I bought this. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It says Christmas, right? It's February. Nobody wants to talk about Christmas, but maybe I could make myself, like, maybe this Christmas we'll be able to have parties with our friends and family and stuff, and I can make myself a super snazzy Christmas dress. Maybe this year, maybe next year. I mean, who knows? But red and black plaid always says Christmas to me, so I think this will go back in the shelf, and we'll revisit it at a more seasonally appropriate time. But yeah, it's beautiful. I wouldn't hesitate to order Liverpool from Dandelion Fabric again. I think it's one of the bases they offer for their custom print, and in stock they had some pretty prints too, and I think it makes for a really nice dress or skirt as well, so that's a good one. And then, like, sometimes, do you ever find yourself shopping online and random things fall into your cart with like literally no rhyme or reason, and it doesn't make any sense? So I bought this gold foil print, animal print DTY, and it's got like iridescent rainbow sparkles on it as well. It's a super lightweight, really drapey, and I bought a ton of it. Like, I think I have 3 meters of this. Really drapey, really beautiful, super stretchy, 4-way. What am I gonna make out of it? I don't know, but I love it. I think this is probably another situation where my fantasy life got away from me, because I don't look very good in beige and brown. Kind of washes me out, but like, I think someday I will get to go back to work, and I would wear a dress made out of this to work. We have leopard prints, totally okay with our corporate culture and dress code. Like, or maybe I will one day get to go to the theater again, or like a concert, or out with my girlfriends, or, you know, for coffee. Like, I don't know. But I think this would be so cute as a wrap dress. I think, like, might as well play into it, right? What's the point in making your own clothes if you can't have fun with them? So anyway, this is a bit bananas, and I can't wait to see how I make out with this one. And then finally, last couple weekends ago, the restrictions in Alberta hadn't quite lifted, but we were able to meet outside with friends and go into retail locations. And so my friend Robin and I met up and had a quick little outside visit, and then we went shopping together at the Fabricland store here in Calgary. And I went in to buy one thing, and I came out with 4 cuts of fabric. And I'm pretty happy even now with what I buy. Like, sometimes I'll come home from the fabric store and I'll be honest, I have a bit of buyer's remorse, and I think that's the guilt of realizing that like I'm rich on fabric, but really poor on time. So trying to find a way to make the things I want to make out of all the beautiful fabric I've bought. Sometimes I get stuck and I feel a little bit down about that. And then other times I look in my stash cabinet and I think like, wow, what a beautiful source of inspiration. And I just like to look at it and touch it and dream about what those fabrics are going to be. Like I enjoy that part of the sewing process as much as I enjoy the actual sewing bit. So, so that's okay. And I don't like, maybe they will stop making fabric someday. Like, wouldn't that be bad? And so I have to be prepared for the highly unlikely but possible chance that they stop making and selling fabric. It could happen. But anyway, we went to Fabricland, which is the major chain fabric store in my part of the country. And I have to say, like the Fabricland that we went to, which is the Beacon Hill location in Calgary, was beautifully well organized. Super impressed with how clean the store is and how well laid out everything is and how safe everybody felt. So I was really happy with that. But like I said, I came away with 4 pieces of fabric and one of them isn't even for me. Purple, violet, pink toned sweater knit. It's exactly the same type of fabric as the pink sweater knit I showed earlier in the video, just in a different color. This was in the bargain section, so I think I got it for $9 a meter, which is great. So it's good for testing or toiling a pattern before I cut into the good stuff, which I don't always do, and that's okay. Sometimes you just gotta take a leap of faith and go for it. But it's also good if I ever did like a pattern test for a cardigan or that type of thing. So pretty happy to have this on hand. And again, Purple and I are this is the fabric I bought for my daughter. This is brushed polyester. They had it listed as brushed DTY or brushed ITY. It's brushed on both sides, I think. So it's either single brush polyester or double brush polyester. And that was really hard to find in Canada, like especially retail at Fabricland. When I started buying fabric again about 5 years ago, like I would not have been able to find fabric like this locally, or even online order, really. You couldn't buy. I would see all of these fabric groups and sewing communities I was part of, and everybody was making these gorgeous things out of this DBP. What's a DBP? What's this magical mystery fabric? And so I did order some of it from the States, and my friend Robin and I like chipped in on the shipping and that type of thing. And like, it's great fabric, but you couldn't get it here. Now you can. There's lots of options, which is lovely. Like I think that's great. But this stuff is for Emma, who's 7, and I brought it home. Usually she's never as excited about things as I think she's going to be. And then when I think she's going to be really blasé, she gets super jazzed. So I pulled this out of the laundry machine and she was so excited. And she's like, Mom, I want a dress and I want leggings and I want a shirt and I want a tank top and I want a crop top and a pair of shorts. Can you go back and buy more? And I was like, yeah, no, because I don't want to make all of those things. I will get sick of mint green unicorn double brush polyester. But I do have a meter, so I have enough to make her a pair of leggings and then probably like a crop top, which my 7-year-old is wild about the crop top. So beware, world, her belly button will be on full display when it is no longer freezing cold outside. This is a piece of fabric I picked out of the remnant bin. I'm really sad that there was only 1.1 meters of it because I had big dreams for this. This is a Liverpool knit in a dark floral. I have a real problem with dark floral Liverpool knit and Ponte and other double knit stable fabrics. Like I think this is probably the 5th cut of it that I own, so I have to do something with this right away. But I like that it's got bolder colors. Like this has green and blue in it. The other ones I have are more like subdued, darker tones. I think I can wear this well into the spring, whereas the other stuff I have is far more fall and winter based. So I have enough of this, 1.1 meters. I could probably get either like a knit pencil skirt, like the Love Notion Sybil skirt maybe, or the parts of another garment. So like maybe the front and back of a sweater and the sleeves out of something else. Could probably pair it with some black Ponte for another blazer or cardigan, or like color blocking on a dress. So we'll see what happens with this, but it's got a good amount of stretch. It's also, what color is it on the back? It's also white on the back, but it doesn't seem to bleed through quite as much as that other printed Liverpool. I think, I don't know anything about the fabrics, the science behind fabric printing, so I'm gonna shut my mouth. But anyway, Yeah, I could make leggings out of it. I could probably get a pair of pants, but I'm thinking more around the top, so be something I could pair with jeans or black pants. Or like I said, maybe a pencil skirt. So we'll see how we make it with that. But it's got a really nice drape to it too. It's really pretty. So it's not quite a border print, but it's also not something I'm too worried about having to pattern match because it's so abstract. I think I'll be able to get away with it. And the last piece of fabric I'm going to show you is a piece of woven fabric. So everything I've shown you up to this point is knit fabric, which is typically what I sew with. And that's because it's easy to fit knit garments. Like I don't have any problem making adjustments between I'm quite confident grading between my bust and my waist and my hips. I know how to do that. When I do my measurements correctly, I usually get a good result. Sleeves aren't as hard to adjust, and pants, a little bit more challenging, but not that bad. So fitted garments or oversized garments for knits are a breeze to fit. They're easy to sew once you get a hang of it. And they're fun and they're fast, and that's all good stuff. And so the majority of the sewing I do is with knit garments, but I picked up one cut of woven because I really want to sew more with woven fabrics for spring and summer. Like I think they're beautiful, and ultimately that's my goal, is to bring that polished look and well-fitting and learn those things and advance my skills. So I bought, this was $6 a meter. I bought 4 meters of it. It was called, it's called Sapphire. It's polyester print. It's 100% polyester, but it feels a little bit like a rayon challis. We'll see how it's to sew with, like if it gets shifty. It doesn't have any stretch, but it's got this beautiful, it's black, and it has this red and teal and sort of like a sage green print on it. And I just thought it was so pretty. So I have 2 ideas for this. I'm either going to make a cami and a midi skirt, or a jumpsuit. So what do you think? Cami and midi skirt, Ogden cami, and probably the Melinda midi skirt, or the brand new jumpsuit pattern that Pattern Emporium put out this weekend or this week. It's called the Sea Change. So similar kind of, you know, what I'm going for is like a strappy top, definitely a summer garment, strappy top, kind of flowy bottom. But do I want the flowy bottom to be pants, or do I want the flowy bottom to be a skirt? Hard to say, but I mean, I think this fabric's beautiful, but honestly, for $6 a meter, like, if I make the garment and I don't like it, I didn't really lose much. So just my time and a little bit of enthusiasm, but I think it's worth the gamble. So anyway, yeah, it's got a really nice drapey flow. It's not sheer. I think it's really pretty. So anyway, thank you for watching. That's it for me today. I am not going to make any promises that I'm going to stick to my fabric buying ban for the future. Who knows where my inspiration is going to go and what I'm going to want to make, but I'm really hoping to try to get at least some of these sewn into actual garments that I can wear, and not just fabric that sits on the shelf and looks pretty before I go out and buy some more. So anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day.